Hey everyone, Typical Hunks Adventure here. So, on the topic of never knowing what's going to happen for the day, I was working on the front yard a little bit. We had this little bush that kind of sprouted from one of the bigger ones that we have along the driveway. Decided to transplant it over to the backyard where we actually had another bush kind of die off, so we'll see if this one lives or not. But with that happening, I decided, well, I've been running my sprinklers a couple of times this year since dewinterizing them, and I haven't run it for the drip line that kind of goes to a couple of plants along the driveway and then 3 bushes up by my front porch. And decided, now's a good time to go ahead and do that, and then I'll go water the one that I transplanted to the back, and then I'll just hang out with the kids, and things will be fine. And decided to run that, and then I was transplanting that plant in the back and then getting ready to water it, and I was going to turn it off, and I just happened to look out down the driveway and saw a lot of water kind of coming up on the sidewalk. I thought that was weird, and went to investigate, and could see it was flooding. So I turned the water off and I started digging out along that corner of the driveway and this median spot for where the bushes are with mulch, and kept digging, and there's a lot of water, so I was trying to move the water with a shovel to get it into like a bucket so that I could find the pipes. And I will say this happened a year ago actually, where I was running into this, or maybe it was 2 years ago, I don't remember, but my neighbor had come out and he kind of helped me, and we looked at it, and the pipe ended up going under my driveway, which sucks because it's a 2-car driveway, and you can't just replace a piece of that, so I had to go buy a really long pipe that stretched all the way across the driveway over to the grass part of my yard, and dig up the grass and find the pipe and cut it, and then basically run pipe all the way under the driveway over to where that grass is, on that side of the pipe, and connect it there, and then redo some of the pipe up along to where the drip line and everything was. And it was such a pain and such a process. I remember cutting out a piece of the yard there, like a square, to get to the pipe, and not knowing how to get the grass to come back. About a square piece of sod to put in there, and that didn't work, and so I ended up just doing a decorative piece of rock. We just did a 12 by 12 thing of rock, just to kind of have that there, make it look all right. And over a year or so, depending on how long this was, it might have been 2 years, the grass kind of grew back over the rock, so it kind of worked out. But now, there's some kind of issue. So it could be just, like the rocky soil. Maybe I had too many rocks by the pipe, and then, one of them got too close to it and caused it to crack. I'm not sure, but this time I'm going to make sure that I fill it in with just soil, and then, hopefully that helps in the future. But, it's always something. You just never know, and in this case it's that. Hoping I know how to do this on my own. I'm going to go to the store and buy some, irrigation pipe, and I think there's either like a tape or some kind of sealant that I know I need to put on the pipe when I'm sticking them together, and hopefully that is what I need. I don't know if I'll get to it all today, or what the the plan is going to be there, because it's almost 5 o'clock, and definitely wasn't on my schedule, and it's almost the weekend, so I could do it over the weekend. So I think at the very least I'll buy the parts, and then maybe dig up where I need to work from, and see how that goes. Also, I think my neighbor at that time had a saw or something that we used, but I do have like a hacksaw. I don't know how efficient it'll be. So a jigsaw that I could plug in, so maybe that'll work better, but I will need to figure out where and how to replace some of that pipe. And I don't know, it would be nice to find a way for this to not happen every year or so. Doesn't seem to be a problem for others, so I don't know, but I guess I'm just always cursed with weird lawn projects and other things in my life. So yeah, that is on the agenda for me right now. So I'm gonna go buy that pipe and any of the other parts I need. I might buy a couple of spare things, such as like elbow connectors or anything else. I think I measured 17 feet of pipe. I'll probably buy more than that in case I need to rebuild it as it goes up to the plants, or how that works. Really, I just have to follow it up to wherever the pipe is not cracked, essentially. So I'm hoping it's not more than what I currently am going to buy. Otherwise, that might be problematic. But I did try the other zones, like the actual front yards, the 2 zones for that, and neither of those were causing water to come out, at least not on this side. I don't know about on the other side. I'm hoping that's not the case, but yeah, for where it does come out for the drip lines, I could just see water shooting right out of the hole. So I could tell it wasn't going through that pipe, and then also getting my hand under, I could feel a crack running all along it. So whether that goes all the way through underneath the driveway or not, it does need to be replaced all the way to the other side of the driveway. So fun times there, but yeah, such is life. We'll get through it. Could always be worse, you know, with it just being those bushes and things. I can technically just outrun those, but I do like having those sorts of things in the yard, so I do want to make sure that I get this fixed for that. Yeah, I'll include some clips kind of showing the driveway and the area where the sprinklers are, and hopefully me getting this all resolved. Now I am worried about the spotted grass. I don't need to dig up, because that's going to be just like last time, where it's probably just going to die off. I don't know how that'll work. Maybe I can buy some grass seed, but I thought about that even for my backyard, and again, not being the landscaper kind of person, I don't have a green thumb for that. I don't even know what kind of grass I have, because we had sod put in from the landscapers. The front was already done for us. And I know there's more than one kind of grass. I know it's not Kentucky bluegrass, so that at least narrows down one grass that I know it's not. But I don't know how many other native ones there are where I live. So, but if it's just a patch, maybe it'll kind of mesh and grow and be fine. I don't know. So that'll be something I'll have to kind of consider, I suppose, at some point. For a long trip, I've secured the pipe, so it's 10 feet of pipe, but I do have it in the car, so we'll see how that goes. Hey, so decided to record a little bit more. Got the pipe, and yeah, a little bit crazy because it's just kind of hanging out the window, but it wouldn't be the first time I've had stuff kind of like that in the car. I remember at my old house, we actually found a really good deal on some like pine trees or kinds of spruce that were, I don't remember if it was like 10 feet tall or what it was. But yeah, we decided we'd fit it in the car, and it went all the way through the trunk, out the back, and was just poking far out from the front passenger seat. So fun times there, but it took me a moment because the pipe I originally found, I thought it was what I had needed, but I didn't see any others, and I had only a picture of the coupling that I had from before, because I had some spare ones, and luckily I was able to find those ones, so I knew they were 3/4, and then I just happened to try and use it with one of the pipes, and could see it didn't fit, so I knew it wasn't the right one. So I had to go hunt down a worker, and luckily they were able to help me and showed me where the actual, irrigation or outdoor pipe was going to be that you could run underground, and they can also cut it there, so that was kind of cool. I don't know the exact measurement I need. I know I'll need 16 feet for the driveway, and I decided to just go with 18, just because there's a chance I may need. I know I need at least 1.5 feet that goes past, just because that's where I kind of dug out and could feel it, so it may go further. So hopefully just 2 feet up is enough for that. Otherwise it's kind of annoying, because you could run, let's say 18 feet, and then use a coupling to then attach, maybe it's 6 feet, or not 6 feet, 6 inches of another pipe, and really don't want that. So then I would just have to cut another pipe down to at least have probably 2 feet of space between couplings. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I also bought the primer and glue, because you need to suction and I guess glue the pipes to the couplings and everything like that. And I don't know what the situation is going to be like on the other side of my driveway, where I'm going to need to dig up and find the pipe there. If I recall, last time it went to an elbow and then went up the side yard, so we'll see. Not exactly looking forward to it, but you know, I suppose as these things happen, they're just new skills and things that I learn. And you know, as someone who's always trying to learn things, I guess it's good to kind of learn stuff like this, whether it's replacing or fixing a sink, de-winterizing my sprinklers, and you know, actively trying to fix the sprinklers in this case. I guess those are good things, so you can kind of look at it however you want. And yeah, it's not to say that I can fix everything. You know, if I have car troubles, then I'm obviously going to probably go to a mechanic. But computers and things like that, I am more familiar with, because that's kind of where my degree and everything is in. But yeah, so like I said, I will have future videos, or I guess not a feature video, but yeah, when I do have a video for this up, I will include the process and everything that I end up doing to hopefully take care of this issue and kind of show you the situation that the sprinklers and everything were in. So, and I guess one other thing to note, decided to stop at Burger King because it was right where I'd gotten the sprinkler stuff, and wanted to get everyone drinks because they'd be strawberry and nerds smoothies or whatever they are, but of course they're out of those, so I couldn't get those for anyone. So and my wife doesn't really like anything else there, so I decided to just get 2 vanilla shakes, one for me, one for my son, hoping that you know, that might be something he can down, just because he had a rough night, and then also for me, just a rough night. And you know, that kind of turned to a rough day where I thought it was going to be pretty chill and just going out to have fun with the family in the yard for a minute, and now adding another thing to the dreaded to-do list that I've been trying to clear up. So hopefully the shake helps me a little bit. Also gonna try their churro fries, because those are always pretty good. So you know, gotta look at the positives on things. You also gotta treat yourself once in a while, especially if you can. So you know, I'm fortunate to be able to go and, you know, get fast food to some degree. In this case, I'm not buying meals or anything. We'll be eating at home, but just a, you know, nice little snack for the afternoon. So, but it's gonna do it for this. So stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.